heads, some had two heads, some had the body of a horse, one human head, two forelegs that were human and hind legs that were for horses.
Hi family, welcome to the channel once again. My name is Brother Prince. Thanks for being there and being very active. Family, your likes are very important to this family. They help you to recommend the video to so many people out there. God bless you for clicking the like button, family. We're going to listen to another expose made by our wonderful Pastor Chris. He exposes, demons and how demons are being made, how people are able to, invite spirits and make them, being born, and then they live in this world. At first I never believe in, things like people like half human being, half horses, and those human beings with 4 legs or 3 arms or 3 breasts. Personally, I thought they are just in movies, but in this expose, Pastor Chris revealed all these things. Family, you can't miss any part of the sermon because it will really expose the plans of the enemy and how demons are being made to manifest in this world. Let us watch this video. It will really bless you. Let's watch.
Is the genetic code of the human being. There's where the information is. There's where the protein producing element. That's where it is. The protein producing instruction or production instruction. That's what's responsible for your human nature, how you live, what is consistent with your nature, and the reproduction. In other words, humans, for example, it's normal to walk with your 2 legs and stand upright like this. Okay? Every day when you get up, you don't even have to think, will I be able to walk today? You just get up and you start moving. Now, what's responsible for every human being having that consciousness? The information is in the human DNA. The code is in there. And it is passed from one parent to child. So there's a consistency in the human life, in the human nature, in the human way of living. There's a consistency. It's in the DNA. That's why every normal reproduction of a human will have 2 eyes, 1 nose, 2 nostrils, 1 mouth. This is the normal process. And that's why when something is different, you say, oh, this is not supposed to be so. Why? Because there is a pattern that is supposed to go. And every time, every once in a while, when there's something different, like you have Siamese twins, you think that something is not right. This is not right. And you find doctors trying to see if they can separate them because they say, this is not human, it's not supposed to be this way. Something's gone wrong. So they know when something's gone wrong. Now, in Genesis chapter 6, you would read that fallen angels were responsible. Of course, it's not like they were fallen at the time. That's what they fell by. They went and met with human beings. They mated with humans, women, to reproduce. And they don't have the human DNA. They were not humans. And so corrupted the sea. And what they produced was unclean. That's what the Bible calls unclean. Unclean. It's not normal. It's not perfect in nature. It is unclean. Unclean. It was naturally unclean and ceremoniously unclean. And there's where demons came from. Demons. The spirits of the individuals that were born. You have to remember that the seed of life comes from the male. The body is given by the female. So, the life of this angelic being that transformed himself to come with a human body was transmitted into this woman. The result was an unclean spirit given a human body. And because the mix was unnatural, even that human body was not a human DNA. It had been corrupted. And so the Bible tells us they produced giants. There was no consistency in their reproduction. Some had 6 toes, 6 fingers, some had 2 heads, some had the body of a horse, 1 human head, 2 forelegs that were human and hind legs that were for horses. All kinds of shapes. The bodies, all kinds of shapes. With giants, strange sizes, unusual sizes. And this continued. Now, when those people died, their spirits, because they were not human spirits, could not go to hell. All right? Now, the angels that caused it originally were put in prison. They were put in prison. Now, their offsprings, when the physical body died, their spirits being disembodied were called unclean spirits. These unclean spirits, they couldn't go to heaven, they couldn't go to hell. They will all be condemned eventually to hell, of course, to the lake of fire. But they are the ones causing havoc in the world along with other fallen angels. These are demon spirits. They're called unclean spirits. That's the reason for the term unclean spirits. See, they're not normal. They're not normal created spirits. They're not the kind of spirits God created. these ones are unclean. They're not natural. Now, this is the very same thing that Noah Harari and his colleagues in the WEF are being inspired to instigate in certain scientists and cause them to do things like this, where you have abnormal human beings. They think that a human being is just all about the body. You see it? And here's where they're wrong. Here's where they're wrong. The human spirit is encoded in the DNA. They don't know this, but I'm telling them now. See, the human spirit is encoded in the human DNA. So there's no such thing, and here's why what they're doing is going to be very dangerous. So there's no such thing as we are creating a human of our own. If they create a human of their own without anything from a natural man, it will not live. You see, it will not live. They're going to have to get something from a normal human being. But that thing that they're getting from a normal human being has the spirit of man in it. The human spirit is encoded in every single part of your body. Every part of your body. And so, when they eventually try to create a human being and get anything, any substance, anything from any part of another human.
Family, as you all heard from Pastor Chris, so it is so creepy personally, because the way they are able to, make demons manifest in this world is so devilish, because if they are able to make these beings come with half human being, half head, and some come as giants, and they are unclean. These are unclean, visitation to the world, and that's not what God supports. God supports a clean transition from the spirit world to the physical world. This is clean. This is what God has made. The devil is now planning his own ways, and this, we are seeing these things, family. They are real, family. This is a true expose from Pastor Chris. Family, thank you very much for watching, and thank you for being there. I'll see you in the next video. God richly bless you. Bye bye.